What's good, y'all? 415 Easter. Do a video. I just got done watching Trill Boston talk, and at the very end of it, Black Fight Fan had said Eddie Hearn. I didn't look into this myself, but my homie Black Fight Fan ain't lying. But he said Eddie Hearn announced it's gonna be that they trying to make Kell Brook versus Jesse Vargas fight. And it's crazy that fight is happening because I've been meaning to make a video about what I'm about to say for a minute now. So I was big on Kell Brook. You know, I felt like when Kell Brook was the best welterweight, you know what I'm saying, until Errol Spence took him out. I felt like Kell Brook could have beat all those guys. I felt like he could have beat Keith, Sean, Danny, and I feel like at one point he could probably beat Floyd. I'm talking like, older Floyd, not the Floyd. I know he was Floyd mandatory back in the day, not back then, but like, past prime Floyd. I felt like Kell Brook, if he went to that fight 100%, he possibly could have got Floyd, you know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion, And when they was getting ready to make the Kell Brook versus Jesse Vargas fight, I remember I was excited for that fight because that was the, I believe Earl was his mandatory at that point, or Earl had one more elimination fight to become his mandatory at that time. So, I'm excited for the fight because I'm like, bet, whoever win this fight, Earl, because it's going to be for the IBF and the WBO. Because at that time, I believe Jesse Vargas was still with Top Rank. The WBO is a Top Rank belt. So I'm like, bet, whoever win, it's going to be Earl mandatory. Earl going to be the mandatory. And then Earl could get, two for one. Get a quick 2 for 1 on their ass. So, I'm excited for the fight. And then, negotiations going. I'm like, damn, what's taking so long? And then at the same time, they were negotiating Triple G and, what's his name, Chris Eubank. And then that fight fell through. And from my understanding, from what I remember, at the time, Kell Brook was mad because I think Jesse Vargas was making more money than him. I know I just heard 78 say Eddie Hearn them didn't want to pay Jesse Vargas, but he just said at the end of Trill Boston talk. But from my memory, because Jesse Vargas was still with Top Rank, Bob Arum paying Jesse, and Eddie Hearn paying Kell. So for what I remember, Jesse, Bob paying Jesse what he paying Jesse, Eddie Hearn paying Kell what he paying Kell, but I guess Jesse was making more than Kell, and Kell started hating, trying to count Jesse pockets, for my memory. And then he pretty much, I want to say that at the same time, like I said, Chris Eubank and Triple G ain't going through. Chris Eubank getting his bread. So then that's when Eddie Hearn or Kell Brook, whoever won, scratched the fight, and Kell Brook jumped up and fought Triple G instead of fighting Jesse Vargas for a unification bout. Then we know what happened. Triple G went up there and fought me. Kell Brook went up there, got his eye broke. And then Jesse Vargas went on to fight Pacquiao. And I remember that was like in October. Triple G and Kell fought like in September, August. And then Jesse fought Pacquiao like that October that same year. And then, Pacquiao won. And Pacquiao got the WBO belt. And then, went to Jeff Horn and Terrence Crawford. But that fight right there changed history. That fight not happening changed history. Because we would have had a unification with the WBO and IBF. And Earl was about to be the mandatory. You know what I'm saying? And I believe Kell Brook would have beat Jesse. And then we all see Earl beat Kell. So Earl would have had 2 belts. Terrence Crawford wouldn't have no belt right now. All the belts would be with PBC. Had Kell just made that fight and won, all the belts would be with PBC. And Earl, it would have been easier for him to, with those 2 belts, to make that, to fight for that WBC when they got vacant. When Keith gave it, because Keith still wasn't fault. He would have still made an excuse and fake the injury. Earl could have did that shit, had a WBC, and then, the WBC, once they got dropped, and then he could have fought, but then that WBA still would have been tied up, but they probably would have made something happen with Earl having 3 belts and just that WBA right there. Al and them, they would have made something happen, man. That fight not happened to change history, and that shit pissed me off about Kell Brook. I was a big Kell Brook fan, but, he didn't believe in himself like I believed in him. So he, you know, whatever. That's all I got for that one. I'm gonna holler at y'all.